guys, it's Jessica from Peace Out Books, and today I'm here with my favorite grumpy and brooding heroes. I've done this video a couple of times. I will link down below the few ones that I've done. Every time you guys really enjoy when I talk about brooding heroes, and I love them. I love them when they're very grumpy and they don't want to be around people, but then they start opening up to our heroine and have a soft spot when it comes to her. And this video is entirely inspired by The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Literally listened to this audiobook over the course of 24 hours. I started it Friday night and I listened to it all Saturday morning and I could not stop because this one's amazing. I was very hesitant because it's been hyped everywhere, specifically TikTok. It's been sold out everywhere. It's Book of the Month, one of their books, and I'm always very wary when all those factors are combined because I feel like sometimes books are overhyped. More than not, books are overhyped. So I went into this one with kind of lower expectations because everybody's been loving it and it blew me away. Our heroine is a grad student and she's working in STEM. She's doing something with cancer research and she was going on a few dates with this one guy, but she's not really into him, but she can really tell her best friend's into him. So she decides to do something drastic so that her best friend finally makes a move and feels like it's okay to pursue that guy. So she decides to kiss the first person she sees when her friend walks by, and that is one of the younger professors, who is Adam. And Adam is supposed to be like it's Raylo fanfic, so he's inspired by Adam Driver, and he's just this really grumpy professor, and he is someone that everybody hates because he is kind of like no nonsense. He's really hard on any proposals that he sees. I don't know the lingo for... Sorry, Lily was going nuts and now I don't know where I was. I think I was talking about how I don't know the lingo very well of academia, like his position and what he's in charge of, but he is not really liked by anybody except for his friends who are also professors. But it ends up that he needs a reason to fake date as well, so they start a fake relationship, but he is just so brooding and grumpy, but opens up to her, and it's really sweet how she gets him to smile and they get to know each other, and she realizes he does have friends, and this really hard path that he took to get to the position he is today. And I really loved them opening up to each other and how things played out. It does have a little bit of miscommunication, a little bit, with them like finally admitting their feelings to each other, but I really loved it so much, and I loved Adam's character so much. I didn't picture him as Adam Driver. To me, Adam Driver is like in Star Wars Adam Driver, and that's definitely not who I saw in here, but it was really adorable. I am filming a reading vlog, so that's coming out hopefully soon, but this one, amazing. The next one I have is from a book I read recently that I'm obsessed with, and that's My American Dutchess by Eloisa James. Our hero's very brooding because he has this Duke role now, and he sees this woman at a ball, and he talks to her, and he's really intrigued by her. She's an American heiress. She doesn't follow society standards. She doesn't really know how to act in society because she's from America, and now she's coming to England and trying to like enter society, and so she doesn't act normally. She says what she thinks, and he's smitten. He's like, oh my gosh, like this is what I want. And it turns out that she had just accepted a proposal from his brother, and his brother is a drunk just like their father was, and he spent all his money, so he doesn't have any money because he's not like the Duke, and the money he had, he gambled it all away, so he really needs to marry an American heiress, which is who our heroine is. So our Duke is like, okay, it's fine, I'll like let my brother have her, though he really doesn't want to. And so that's where also the brooding part comes in, is that he really likes her but can't have her. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And so she, though, has been engaged twice already. So this is her third time being engaged, and she's like, I need to see this through. I can't be known as the person who's always engaged and never gets married. It has to happen. But then she starts falling for his brother, and this one is so good and so angsty and so amazing, and I loved it so much. Like, you have to read it. Then I have Heartless Hero by Mary Catherine Gebhardt, I think is the name. I always get it confused, like mixed around. But this one is a bodyguard romance, and the hero is really brooding because the hero and the heroine had a thing when they were teenagers, and he was seen as like not good enough because she is from a very wealthy family, and so he thinks that she is the reason why he was kind of sent away, so he hates her guts. And so he is now hired as her bodyguard, and he does really mean pranks on her and tricks on her and treats her poorly, like is mean to her because he thinks she's the reason that his heart was broken. And it's their second chance at a romance, and it's really good. I really liked him as a character after we got past him being like rude to her and like doing rude pranks to her. I don't love that in a hero, but once they kind of got past that and continued on, she's dealing with being a disappointment to her family. She doesn't have the best family, and so that definitely played into this, but I really enjoyed the forbidden aspect of him also being her bodyguard and the forced proximity from him being her bodyguard. It was great. Another bodyguard romance I have is Third Sense of Charm by Shanna Galen. Our hero's definitely brooding because he has not had the greatest childhood. He has not been treated well because he does have a learning disability. He has undiagnosed dyslexia and has really been through the ringer because of that, specifically by his father and his cousin. And so he gets a job being a bodyguard for this woman who is the daughter of a duke. She is in love with someone and everyone says he's in it for the money. Like, he doesn't really like you. And she's like, no, I want him. She keeps on trying to run away to meet him, wants to run away to marry him. But the guy knows, like, you won't get any money if we elope. So, like, it's for you. We can't marry for you. Like, I need you to be taken care of with that money. So do you want her for their money? Her, I don't know. And then, so he is hired to, like, watch her every move. Go to balls with her, escort her everywhere, and they fall for each other, but she's still, like, adamant that she loves this other guy. And he is just this very hardened hero because of how he's been treated, and he feels very insecure about the fact that he can't read, and it's just so good. I really love this romance. I'm so excited to read more Shanna Galen, but this one's definitely perfect for this trope. Then I have Olivia and the Masked Duke by Grace Calloway. I've talked about this quite a bit. This one is a historical romance, and we have a younger heroine and an older hero, which he actually saved her when she was young, and she's kind of always been infatuated with him. He's been married, he is a widower now, and that's really what has caused him to be this brooding hero, because what he went through with his wife, and now he is very hesitant to trust anybody because she definitely betrayed his trust. She liked to play mind games a lot, and so our heroine is like, I'm old enough now and I want you, and she starts pursuing him, but he is so angry if she lies to him because he's been lied to a lot in the past, and he just really needs to be able to trust the person he's with. And she ends up wanting to be a spy though, and working for this like agency of spies, which is Charlie's Angels, and going to different things, and he immediately recognizes her anywhere she goes, even if she's in disguise, and he has to protect her, and he gets angry that she lies to him and keeps secrets, so she doesn't want to tell him the truth, and it's like this whole big tangled web, but there's obviously insane chemistry between them, and he realizes he's starting to like her, and it's really good. I really liked his past and how he has to really come to terms with his past, and she's not like his deceased wife, and it's really, really good, and I really like it. So for an age gap historical, I would recommend this. Then I would definitely recommend Real by Kennedy Ryan. This one, he is brooding because he has been burned in the past because he is a director, and he dated the person in his movie, and it didn't end well at all, and he's like, I can never have a relationship with anybody I work with, like, ever again. And he's working on this new project, which is a biopic, and sees this woman who's an understudy on Broadway. I think it was Broadway, and he was like, she's like the one, she needs to be in my movie. And so she's actually dealing with a chronic illness as well, but she's super excited to be able to have this part and to have it taken a chance on her, and she doesn't want it to be seen as her sleeping her way to the top, so she doesn't even think she wants to have a relationship with anybody either. But they obviously fall for each other, but he is so adamant that like it can't happen again, and they deal with a lot as well. And he also lost a loved one early on in the book that's explored, and it's just so heart-wrenching. This one definitely hits you in the feels. I really love this one, and he's definitely brooding because he doesn't want to give into any of the feelings he's feeling because of what happened to him in the past, and it's just so good. And we get a lot of the movie making process, which I really loved, so I would definitely recommend this. Then there's Stolen Air by Sophie Lark. This is book 2 in the Brutal Birthright series, and this one, he is super broody because the beginning, it starts off with his sister. Just to let you know, content warnings, his sister gets assaulted and commits suicide, and so he loses her in the book, and so he is taken in by this man who's head of the mafia. They end up moving to the United States together, and so this man's pretty much his father figure. Well, the rival mafia ends up killing him, and so he is angry, and that rival mafia is the family from book 1 of the series. It can be read as a standalone, but I think it's better if you read them in order. So he kidnaps their daughter, and she is a ballet dancer, and he kidnaps her and takes her to this like crumbling mansion. It's Beauty and the Beast retelling, and so he keeps her trapped there, and he's trying to get revenge on them still and slowly falls in love with her, and she's choreographing this dance to pass her time. She's learning new language, and she's just trapped in this crumbling castle, so she has to find something to pass her time, and is falling in love in the process. And it's definitely forbidden. Neither of them want to fall for each other, and he has just gone through so much heartache and loss through his life that he's definitely this very hardened, angry hero, and he's living his life for revenge now, and it's so good. I really love this one. Then I have The Marriage Effect by Carlos Renson. This one he's brooding because he just has so much to deal with. His father, I believe his father passed away, and the mom of his 4 sisters, so he has a different mom than his 4 sisters, or half sisters, she just like skipped town, and so he is left with the 4 sisters, and he really wants to be the one to raise them, but his brother thinks that he's more equipped to raise them. Our hero's a NFL player, and the brother is like, has this like high power job and like is married, and our hero's like, no, I'm gonna take care of them. And so in order to look better to the courts, like to be able to take care of them, he's like, I probably have to get married. And so our heroine actually needs to get married to come into an inheritance. So they enter a marriage of convenience, and he is a football player, and so he has a lot going on, but he really is just loves his sisters so much and will give anything for them. So he's had to grow up really fast because he is in his 20s. I think that he's in his 20s in here, but he's raising 4 girls who are like preteens, and he just has a lot to deal with, and he doesn't want to give into any relationship with her because he's dealing with his sisters, and it is really adorable. I really love this one. I love a good marriage of convenience. I love their relationship and how they had to dance around each other. A lot of times the brooding grumpy hero doesn't want to give into the feelings, and he does, so that's why I love this one. The last one I have is The Duke I Tempted by Scarlett Peckham. This one, he is super brooding because he lost a child and his wife, and so he doesn't know how to get over that, and he is dealing with his pain physically in a way that is explored in this book. And she has an exotic nursery business, and so she is hired by the Duke's sister to help like decorate this ball to look like this extravagant garden, and so she helps them, and then her and the Duke get closer, and there has to have a marriage of convenience in here, and it's really great. I really loved it, but she is kind of kept in the dark by him about what he goes through and everything he's feeling, and he doesn't want to like open up to someone again about that, which is another aspect of brooding heroes that we see often. But it was really, really good. I love this one so much. I know not everybody loves this book and the series, but I personally love Scarlett Peckham, and I think if you have the same taste as me, you might love this too. And those are my favorite brooding and grumpy heroes. Let me know if you have any other recommendations, and check out my other videos that I have. I'll link those down below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.